Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Jay Smo Reviews here again. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Nice start to the week for everyone. In this video right here, we are going to be recapping new battle that just dropped off RB straight to it. Two event, fire venue. We're going to talk about that a little more towards the end of the video. Overall, how I feel about this new RBE small room setting. But this battle right here has been considered going into this. This is possibly, definitely upset of the year up to this point. One of the bigger upsets we've seen in the last few years. And there's been talks about Rosenberg 30 and ill will. That was all the talk about in the building, on Twitter. And then it finally dropped. Dope battle. Extremely entertaining battle. I'm going to break it down here round for round and see if, do I agree with all the hype? Is there anything that's, was it overstated? Those in the building recaps, man. They can get a little crazy sometimes. So, let's break it down here, y'all. So to start out here in the first round, Will goes first. Has a little joke about how Rosenberg had a bar about Ricky Steamboat. I'm going to go out, fire like Ricky Steamboat, something like that. And Ricky Steamboat isn't even dead. So that was a cool little, joke. But then Will has about a 50-second choke, stumbling, kind of a lack of, it seems, full confidence in the delivery. Either slow stumbles or long pauses was a big part of, somewhat of the downfall of Will in this battle. But particularly in the first round, it's a clear 40 to 50-second choke. There's really not much to talk about. But he did get it back. He had AR pick out froze, like dudes in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? The picking out froze. That was cool. Blade so sharp, it'll cut the freckles off him. That was cool too. Rosenberg couldn't manage this double M. Talk about Eminem, his manager Rosenberg. So that was cool too. But really, by far, Ill Will's lightest round in the whole battle, and with a choke. So, y'all can see where it's going from here. It goes on Rosenberg first. He says, back me in a corner. The corner's going to be mad. It ain't mine. It's business. Man, shit like that. It's just funny because I know the bar doesn't technically make sense or whatever, but that shit is fire. Fuck out of here. That shit is dope. And just overall, if there's anything I can tell y'all about Rosenberg's performance that took away from this battle, those Philly cats can rap, man. Such unique flows. You look at all the Philly rappers, whether I am a fan of some, not fan of others, think they win, think they don't win. Ness, Reed Dollars, Rose, Easy, all these guys have impeccable flows for the most part. Whether you think they win battles or not. So if there's anything they could take away, Rosenberg's rapping ability this battle is absolutely fantastic. He had a bar, $150, and it's going to cut through Will like the jaws of life. Fire. That's a haymaker. He's the face of RBE. That don't look great. I was headlining cards before we knew what Lawrence looked like. For those of y'all that don't know, I believe Lawrence is a sponsor there over at RBE. They're big sponsors. That shit is that was fire too. And then he gets into a rhyme pattern here. I can't do it justice, with the multis and back-to-back shit, but he said, we go tit for tat, air out Will, he needs fix-a-flat. God sent him to me, now it's only right that I send him back. So Rosenberg just caught fire in this first round. Illusion, look closer. If you think he's beating me, it's an illusion. They're going to have to factory reset. I hit him with this heat check. I could go on and on. It's like I want to wrap the rounds. But Rosenberg's first is absolutely fantastic. Right at the end of his round, he almost chokes. You could even count as a little bit of a fuck up. But he calls time on himself a couple seconds in before it gets too egregious. But not much to say about the first round, guys. Rosenberg got the first round clear as fucking day. And it it set the tone for what was going to be a rare form Rosenberg this battle. And on to the second round. Back on Ill Will to start the second here, and he gets into some jokes again. Kind of versus Reed, he had something, you said this to this guy, bro, don't say that to me. And it's, it's pretty funny he said it versus Reed, and he did one here versus Rosenberg. Didn't get the initial reaction as it did in the Reed battle, but, I like it. If you wanted to keep doing that, I wouldn't be mad at it. It lets Will bring out his comedy side on a more consistent basis. And Ill Will is low-key one of the funniest fucking battle rappers in the world. But Bullets talk about shooting him. He said bullets swimming under frozen like they're ice fishing. That was pretty dope. You can do numbers on paper behind Will. These just temporary plates. That was fire. Talking about, doing your numbers in battle rap type shit. Behind Ill Will's production, the temporary plates, that's fire. Boy, this one right here. I was 14 with a gun, didn't even know how to finger a bitch. I was scratching the pearl. Man, that is no fucking game. That is one of the best bars that I've heard this year. So obviously, this second round right here is a big step up for Ill Will. Uh, no, some talk about the nose on froze, like Bobby Johnson holding his baby. That was fire. And then towards the end of his round, he had a I'm not the king of URL or RBE. I am ILLWILL, spelling out his own names. You know what I'm saying? With that independent, my independent artist type shit that Will is going for. He's his own boss. But the scratch the pearl shit, definitely a shorter round. You can even hear Will talking through his round saying, these are only 2 minutes, these are only 2 minutes. Even though I do think he was a little sluggish in his delivery, there's multiple reasons I think this battle played out the way it did. But Will's second is fire. It's short, but it's a very, very fire round. Then on to Rose in the second. Talk about a story about how he got, you know what I'm saying? He got punched on at the basketball park when he was younger. He said, I snuffed him in a 7-Eleven in my 20s. That's big facts. Moral of the story is ain't no expiration date and getting your lick back. That was hard. I like that. He had a little basketball drug rhyme pocket in there. Elbows, elbow moves, magic, blase, blase. I don't have it all written down, but, just good rapping. Good rapping. Think Randy Moss, no matter who team I'm on, I'm a Viking still. Fire. I like that. You gonna see me talk about yanking his chain off. You gonna see me yank Will like I'm trying to avoid an accident. It's just a special Rosenberg that we got. That was a haymaker. And then run in your mouth will get you COVID symptoms. I slapped the taste up out of it. Even with Will having a fire second, much better than his first, the short rounds and what seems to be the difference in confidence and delivery. I mean, Rosenberg is delivering like he knows everything he's fucking saying is fire. And that's why even when he's getting in rhyme pockets, you'll see, usually guys will, maybe the crowd will see it as filler, just straight rapping and let a guy rap through. Rose was getting reaction every 2 to 3 bars. I mean, amazing delivery, amazing rapping ability, and fantastic content. It passes all, it just, checks off all the tests. So even though Will's second was great, the scratch and the pearl might be bar of the battle. That was fucking insanity. But I do have Rosenberg taking this round clear as well, meaning that I already had Rosenberg 2-0 clear going into the third, and let's go over the third round. Top of the final round on Ill Will. Only thing scaring me about Raw is child support. So that was cool. And just to go into the third, one difference I think between Ill Will's second and the first and third, I mentioned it a few times, but just to mention it here again, clearly the effort wasn't fully there. Or I don't want to say the effort, but there was something off about Ill Will in this battle. He's done post-battle interviews talking about, possibly losing love and motivation right now for battle rap. And Ill Will is one of my favorites, so I'm sad to hear that, but you can clearly see in a performance like this, it definitely just didn't seem like he was all there. So even though there's some nice bars in here that I've written down, it really might, they're far in between. There's a lot of long pausing, a lot of weird stretched out delivery, like he's remembering his material as he goes, or like he's freestyling. So even though I think that was like that in the first, had a fire second, even though it was on the short side, and then we kind of revert back to that in the third. I'll put money on Frozen. Bet it won't freeze my account. That was dope. He actually kind of predicted this battle where he said, you beat me, it'll put you in a different stratosphere. People will look at you differently. So I need to have skills around Frozen, like the Winter Olympics. That was fire. And it's funny because, we know what the talk of the town is. And we know probably, going forward, we're 2 rounds in this battle. It's funny how things play out that way sometimes. So, but that was dope. The Winter Olympics shit was dope. And then he said he's animated. So if I put Froze on, that would be some incredible shit. Froze on, The Incredibles. That was actually super fucking fire. But sadly, short round from Ill Will again. A lot of feels like dead space in between. And then we start off with Rosenberg's third. He had a little funny opener. I forgot what the opener is. And then he gets in the arms close to the body. Like I forgot to put deodorant on. That is a fucking haymaker. I was set talking about his OG used to call him, tell him get off the block, but he was on set with the Diesel like Chuck and Kenny, fire, Shaquille O'Neal shit. Never thought I'd see the day we took a Pontiac over an Infinity. That was crazy, and it just goes to show that Rosenberg put his foot on the gas and did not let up through the entirety of this battle. To talk about choosing the Pontiac over the Infinity, that shit was crazy. Face full of freckles, but nothing about me gingerly. And then he ends it calling out Jack Boy Main, saying, "What the fuck are you looking at?" You know, Jack Boy's out there in the crowd. There was a lot of people, URL considered talent, RB considered talent, all in the room for this. Made for a really dope fucking event. And then says, "Back to you," about Will, and says, "Nah, fuck that, back to you," talk about Jack. Everybody's into it. It's like the crowd was hanging off every word that Rosenberg said. And he was able to complete this by getting the third round clear. So I have Rosenberg Raw with a clear 30. I think the second is probably the closest round. I don't think that you can debate the second, respectfully. I think Rose got all three of these rounds clear, but I do want to give credit to Will's second, which I think was a fire round. But seems to be a lack of preparation or motivation, whatever you want to deem it as, spaced out delivery, low energy, and just short rounds. He'll probably be the contract was signed for 2 minutes or whatever, but Rosenberg wasn't rapping that much longer than him. So I don't want to hear that. But Will hasn't made any excuses. He's owned it. And even for a 30, still just a very, very, very entertaining battle from both these gentlemen. And that will wrap it up for this here recap of Rosenberg Raw versus Ill Will. I do believe this is one of the bigger upsets of the last couple years. You could go up there with like a Reed and Rum Nitty, things of that nature. Maybe a Danny Myers battle in there where he choked, but especially this was definitely a crazy battle. Really happy for Rosenberg. He's been extremely underrated for a while. I know when I first came into battle rap, I wasn't a big Rosenberg fan, but I do think, especially since he's been on RB, but I do think in general over the years, he's reinvented himself, and he's kind of a powerhouse right now. Going forward, I do like the Jack Boy Main call out. I know they've been, talking to shit about Midnight Madness, but another one I want to slide in there. Y'all let me know what you think. Down below in the comments, Rosenberg Raw versus K-Shine. I think Rosenberg could beat K-Shine. I really do. Right now, that was a special performance. I know that he called out Clips or Hitman. Is no chance in hell he's getting a Hitman battle, respectfully. You know what I'm saying? But I do think he could get Clips. Clips is known to not really duck any smoke. He usually gives everyone a shot, thus the long resume. So I wouldn't be mad at Clips either. But K-Shine versus Rosenberg, I like that battle, just me personally. Disappointing to see from Ill Will what happened. We'll see where we go from here. I actually thought that he was next in line for a Hitman battle, but if he's losing love for the game, we'll see where we go here. But fantastic battle, career performance for Rosenberg Raw. And going forward, I also want to talk on the RBE straight to its setting. This is traditionally reminds me of a battle I just did a recap on, Calico versus Ill Will. In that parking lot kind of gritty setting. And the first few volumes 1 through 5 for URL, those grittier. I think the crowd is mostly all battle rap personnel or people really mad tight with the culture. It's usually a little less than 100 people, at least visually. That's what I'm seeing, maybe somewhere right around there. But to me, that is the perfect type of audience. I think they're capturing it great with this venue. Pretty much everything I've seen drop from the Straight to It series has been fire. Ill Will versus Reed, Chef Trez versus Jay Murda, even Big K versus Jay Mills was dope in its own right. And that was kind of like, it's a Jay Mills battle. So that is what it is. But Straight to It's been fantastic. I hope they keep going with this. There's some other names I'd like to see Calico in this setting. That's one guy I think that would be fantastic in here. But any of these top tiers I think would kill it. I think these traditional small rooms right here that aren't empty, but it gives a fun feel. The battles feel more fun and positive. The crowd reaction feels organic, but also quickly comes back. It's not just a crazy long reaction that takes over the battle like some people will complain about with big stage battles. But fantastic battle. Let me know what y'all think, who you had winning, how you feel about both these battlers going from here. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out, man. I'll see y'all. Peace.